We're in today with the GTX 580. This is a 2010 video card with 512 shaders. It's got 1.5 gig of VRAM GDDR5 running at 800 MHz on the core clock with 1025 MHz on the memory clock. It's got 384 bits bus width, DirectX 11. I got two of them in SLI, and we're gonna pair it up with this E5 2699V4 with 22 cores and 22 threads with hyperthreading disabled. I have this kit installed, but the only thing is funny about this is that there are different models and they have different specs, and idea will be not to put them together, but for some reason I decided, you know what, I don't care and I want to show you how it's performing. What I want to talk about is that this is MSI. It's got 800 MHz on the core clock, and the second one is Gainward and it's got 783. It's got a bigger radiator and it needs to be on the second slot. Regardless, in order to make them work properly, I put on 750. I mean, just a little lower from the second video card that is slower than the MSI, so I can get the sync together. I try to let them by default, but they are crashing. One is working at 800 MHz and the second one 783. Now they are everywhere. Idea would have been to put this at first, but because of the radiator it's a little bigger. I'm checking the MS afterburner. We're gonna put this at maximum, check all the fans, everything is, and I put the core nearly 100 millivolts a little lower because I want the chipset to be cold. Considering this is a Fermi, lowering the core voltage, it's ideal, you know, 14 years old video card, so ideal will be to put this as low as possible, 38, 37 on ambient. The best thing we can do now for this set is jump in a couple of games and see how it holds. Let's go. First things first, I want to jump in Warframe and show you how the video card is working. This is a performance that I never thought I will see, but definitely it's working really nice. In this situation, you can actually see the core on the video cards are maxed out. I got 750 MHz on the core of the video card. They are running really nice. I like the performance here. I put it on 1080p with low details, but let me explain why. I got 1.3 gig of VRAM utilization, and yeah, not the best, but it's working really nice, you know. So I will say that if I put more details, then I will bottleneck the VRAM and I will get lower FPS. So in this situation with lower details, you can actually see that the system is doing fantastic, the GPU is doing fantastic. There is no problem on actually utilizing this video card with this combo, this SLI combo with this game. I like it, seriously. This is the type of game that I need to put on this SLI. You can actually see it's doing really nice. I like the performance, the quality is good, the SLI is good. I set up apparently properly the memory because the first video card is more powerful than the second one, and I put just a little lower than the second one on the frequency so I can sync them up, you know. So you can actually see the sync is good, you know, in this case, but there is no problem. I like it, seriously. I like this performance, and it's doing a fantastic job. I like the temperature though. This is the most important thing ever, 66 degrees on that first video card. So I managed to disassemble the video card. I put new thermal paste, but yeah, definitely it's doing fantastic. The memory is good, the VRAM is good, the core load is good, 160 FPS, and I got like 560 watts consumption from this. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous, seriously. 580, 600 watts consumption from two GTX 580s. Efficiency just jump out of the window, seriously. But if we're jumping in Fortnite with this combination, you can actually see that the system is doing fantastic. Let me explain what I have here, because this is not a normal SLI combination. So if I leave NVIDIA recommended for Fortnite, is gonna run only with one video card. What I've done, in not to butcher it, I want to make a bigger list when it comes to NVIDIA profile. Whenever you're forcing with FAFR2 in NVIDIA control panel, you will get this. So some of the games that actually works in dual BGA mode, you know, like in this situation. I shouldn't get 150. Ideal will be to be over 200 FPS in this case with two video cards like this, because I'm 100% sure I got nearly the same performance with one video card, you know, maybe just a little, I don't know. In this case, you can see that the VRAM is not fully utilized, and the only thing I'm doing here is heat, 570 watts, you know. But regardless, I like the performance, you know. I like the fact that it's not glitching too much. In the menu was glitching with this, and yeah, it looks okay-ish, you know. Look at this. Come on! No! Joy! Last bullet. Does it run Crysis? On very high with everything maxed out, I got 600 watts consumption. On analyzing, it's only 8x or something like that, and you can definitely see that in some cases the computer is doing a fantastic job, you know, to deliver the FPS, but sometimes it's just bottlenecking the video cards. Look at the CPU. I hate it, seriously. Too many cores is too much. Seriously, I had to put my head down in order to get more FPS. Regardless, whenever it's doing nice FPS, like in this moment, I got 100 FPS. You can actually see the cores are being utilized, so the GPU can actually deliver this performance. The only thing I have to do is put a high-speed CPU in this, so I can utilize the GPUs. But you can see the CPU and the GPUs, they are my turn, my turn, my turn, my turn, my turn, my turn. You know, you can actually see 600 watts consumption in some cases, and it's doing fantastic. You know, in some cases it's working, in some cases the CPU has problems, but regardless, I like it. It does a fantastic job overall. You can see with maximum details, aside from analyzing, yes, no bugs, no nothing, no artifacts. It's doing a fantastic job. The temperature is getting higher, you know, but you can clearly see that it's possible on playing Crysis with this. Look at that. Beautiful. But if we're jumping in Metro with maximum details, whoo, it's actually working really nice. Look at this. Maximum details in the game, and I was like 75% load. It's not utilized at maximum. I think 1 or 2 cores apparently on the CPU side. It's bottlenecking the experience here with the SLI. But all in all, it's doing fantastic. Look at this. Gorgeous performance from this SLI kit. Seriously. So I think in this situation, you can clearly see that it's possible to actually play the game. It's not a bad experience with a video card like this. 550 watts consumption from this computer with this video card, with this SLI kit. He's doing a fantastic job, so I will take this as a big win. You know, it's a fantastic performance. It looks okay, it runs okay. The temperature on the video card, it's not that great. You know, you can actually see I got 70 degrees because it's on maximum details, you know, the game 1080p, and yeah, in some situation you'll see that there's a possibility so you can actually reach maximum temperature. I will like how the system is doing, aside from the CPU that is stopping the best performance this video card can do. You know, in Mad Max apparently with this kit, it's using 635 watts. Dude, it's getting hot here in this room, seriously, with this. I'm not gonna lie, it's doing a fantastic job. I got maximum core loads, 1.3 gig of VRAM utilization, and 76 degrees with maximum fan speed, air conditioning on. Every single thing is turned on with this. It's doing a fantastic job. You can actually see I stayed here because this is my corner where I get the most amount of FPS, and I get to load the GPUs as maximum as possible. So 650 watts from 2 GTX 580s. You know, it's okay. You know, I like it. I got this temperature. I got this amount of FPS. Look at this, 100 FPS. But we're gonna take a drive and see how it's handling there. But in this case, you can see that the system has no problem. 6.6 gig of system RAM being utilized, and only 10-15% load on this occasion. I like it, seriously. I like this performance from this computer. Even in the open world, you can actually see it's doing great, you know. So even here, you can see with maximum details, you got nice performance. This amount of FPS does help this game with this SLI kit. So I will take this as a big positive win because the scaling, it's perfect. The FPS is good. The only thing I have is a high amount of wattage consumption, and that's it. But overall, it's great. Mad Max is one of those games that allows you to use this setup properly, and I like it. In Call of Duty, apparently with maximum details, you're gonna see that the system is being utilized properly. Maximum load on the core, but on the VRAM too. So this is a problematic thing, because if I'm loading up the VRAM, I'll get a lot of stutter. Ideal will be to lower just a fraction in order to get no stutter and not gut the VRAM in this case. On the temperature side, you see that it's creeping to 70 degrees, like apparently even in Mad Max that was the temperature in order to get this performance. It's maximum details and maximum performance. You can actually see I got 214 FPS in some cases. That is the moment it's maxing out even the wattage. It's nearly 600 watts consumption, 1.5 gig of VRAM utilized. I mean, the GPU, it's being utilized. The system is being utilized, so there is nothing here to complain. But if we're jumping in Battlefield with this kit, let's see what we got. I got auto high. Can I put it on Ultra or something like that. Let's see. On Ultra, the game looks fantastic. This is an awesome performance, seriously. But the only problem I have, 600 watts and 1.5 gig of VRAM utilization here. You can definitely see there is an opportunity here to actually play the game, but Ultra, it's gonna bottleneck the VRAM. I just wanted to show you how it's performing in this occasion, but overall, it's a good experience. Because of that VRAM, I got only 85-90% load on the system side. I got 8.9 gig of system RAM utilization, 20% load on the CPU with 44 degrees. Just in case you want to play a game that has 60 FPS lock, you will actually see that in this situation, the video card is not stressed. 58 degrees, 40% load on the cores, 1 gig of VRAM. This is 1080p with Ultra, you know, but with 60 FPS on lock, you can actually see the system doesn't consume more than 450 watts. It's actually a fantastic performance based on the system RAM that I get. 6.5 gig of system RAM being utilized here with less than 10% load on the CPU. Now, even the CPU here, I cannot complain about it, but it's doing a fantastic job. Only 42 degrees on the CPU side, and all in all, I think this is a great game that needs to be added on your SLI kit. I think the more you play, the more it's going to utilize the system RAM and the VRAM. You can actually see now we managed to reach 1.1 gig of VRAM utilization, but there is no problem. There's no bugs, there's nothing, you know. But even like this, the performance is great. The frame time is good. 16 ms, no problem. I like it. To be fair, this is a great idea to understand the combination. If you're interested on actually SLIing two video cards, I mean two GTX 580s, you know, but different models, you need to know how to adjust them in order for the SLI to work. You create a balance between the video cards, you will get a lot of experience, you will get stability in between the SLI, and it will work really nice. Overall, this was a great experience. I think it's a fantastic performance from the video card. It would have been a very interesting performance if I had two of them with 3 gig of VRAM models, but I don't have them, so yeah, they're not very cheap. In this occasion, the performance was fantastic. I had nothing to complain about it, and all in all, it was good, you know. I think you can find this GTX 580 super cheap. You're everywhere, eBay, Facebook, every single platform that is selling electronics, you can actually find this video card. You need to understand this is a Fermi chipset, and you will end up having similar problems like I had with older video cards. 2010, 14 years old video card, so I'm 100% sure that chip is gonna have dry thermal paste underneath. But in this case that I had now, I used brand new thermal paste. I opened the video card, I cleaned it, there was no problem in that situation. I put a fan on the side just to push a little air in between the cards, and I used air conditioning to lower the ambient temperature. Everything was put in such a way so I have the best condition for the video cards. When it comes to recommendation, I will say one, it's enough. I will better recommend a GTX 590 if you can find one, and it will be a better choice than two GTX 580 in SLI. I didn't like the wattage consumption, that's why, you understand. So I think one GTX 590 it will be a better choice than two GTX 580 like this with 1.5 gig of VRAM. If you have any suggestion for the SLI combo or for the system, leave a comment and I will see you very soon.